Welcome to SBR Forum videos. I'm Natalie Rydstrom. Joining us again to discuss the 2013 Aussie Open Women's Final this time is well-known SBR Forum tennis contributor Chris, also known to some of us as Eagles Fan 36. Chris, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
Now, we've just been discussing the men's finals. Let's move on to the women's side. It's been a wild one through the semis. Let's start with what no one saw coming. Serena Williams being ousted by 19-year-old Sloane Stephens. Was this an epic choke job by Serena, or did Stephens simply outclass her?
Well, there are so many different things in this match. Certainly the first set, it was very tight for the first 6 games or so, and then Serena Williams got the breaks that she needed to take that first set. The second set kind of went back and forth, and then, of course, Serena had the back spasm, so that came into play. And you can see it definitely affected her, and I think maybe a lot more mentally than physically over the course of the match. I think you have to give Sloane Stephens a lot of credit, though. She fought through that match even when she was down in the third set, and it looked like Serena Williams was going to take control. She kept fighting. She's got a great combination of speed, defense, and shot making that's just really hard to go against, I think.
And the Cinderella story is certainly over now for the American, and world #1 Victoria Azarenka dismissed her with a straight set victory in the semi-finals. It wasn't without a bit of controversy, though. Azarenka took an injury timeout after dropping her service in a pivotal point of the match. Was this gamemanship on her part?
Oh, I think so, definitely. And, it's not the first time we've seen this, not the last time we'll see it from a tennis player. She was definitely having problems closing out that match. She was getting very frustrated with the fact that she had, I think, 4 or 5 match points and couldn't close it out in that game. So I think she definitely took advantage of the situation and took some time to compose herself, took that injury timeout, and it worked out in her favor, unfortunately. It's one of those things that happens in tennis from time to time. So it's not very popular among people. I saw a lot of responses from the other tennis players on Twitter and other social media. They weren't very happy with it, but that's the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately.
Okay, right. And Azarenka is now a slight favourite to defend her Aussie Open title, priced at -135 over Natalie at Pinnacle Sportsbook. Natalie is fresh off a lopsided upset win against Maria Sharapova. The world #1 has a razor-thin 5-1 head-to-head advantage over Lee, with 2 of those wins coming on hard court. What's the play in this match?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think she won 3 straight against Lee last year. You've got to take a look at those 3. They were all very competitive. 2 of them went to 3 sets. I think the other one had a tie break in one of the sets. So this looks to be a very close match. And one of the things that stood out to me right away in looking at the prices today, I saw Lee available at +1.5 sets for about -200. So if you're not one to be scared of paying that sort of price, it seems pretty likely that it's going to be a competitive match and that Lee can at least win 1 set there. And that would be an easy win for you. You don't have to worry about the rest of the outcome. So that was one thing that definitely stood out for me.
Okay, and do you think we'll see a 3-setter here?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's possible. I mean, the way these 2 are playing, they've definitely played the best tennis of the entire tournament, I think, consistently. Azarenka had her one scare a couple rounds ago against Madison Keys, and since then she's looked really focused and really determined. And I think once Serena Williams went out, both these ladies were probably plenty happy to be facing each other rather than having to face Serena Williams somewhere in this mix. So I think 3 sets is likely. The over-under, I think, is set at 22, which can happen, obviously, in 2 sets. But, this is one that looks like it's going to be really competitive and could go the distance for sure.
Are there any props or specials worth betting on?
I think the interesting thing, too, and we can tie this into the men's betting as well, when you look at sets and the over-under on the number of sets, sometimes, especially in the men's match, we've talked about it in the forum quite a bit, they have the over-under set at 3.5, and it's pretty popular to go over 3.5. Back on the ladies' side, they're more straightforward on ending in 2 sets or ending in 3 sets. If you pick that ends in 3 sets option, usually you get plus money on that. And for this situation where if you don't want to worry about who's going to win the match and having to sweat that out, you may want to take a look at betting that one where it ends in 3 sets and at a good price for plus money.
All right, Chris, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
For SBR Forum videos, I'm Natalie Rydstrom.